Hi guys, today we are making egusi pepper soup. So egusi pepper soup is common in West African countries. It's also called white soup. Egusi pepper soup is a twist on regular pepper soup. You can check out my video on how to make regular pepper soup and all the spices that we use. We're using all our spices we're making everything from scratch. I am not a fan of store-bought, already made pepper soup spice because every time I use them, my soup doesn't turn out the way I want it to. Pepper soup spice. The spices are created by different cultures in the way that is familiar to them. We're going to start today with using the African nutmegs. They're also called calabash nutmegs. We're going to blend them with these black seeds. So we'll blend these two seeds together, and we're also going to blend red seeds. I will show in a bit. But these black stalks I'm showing right now, they're kind of the first ingredients you're going to put into your pepper soup. I use about two when I'm cooking, like a medium-sized pot. So these seeds, you want to hit them hard with something and then remove the seeds. You're going to throw the seeds away. You're only going to use the back of the entire stalk. So it is this back that gives the soup some flavor. Pepper soup flavor really rest on the calabash nutmegs. I mean, every time I'm cooking pepper soup and I put everything in, the aroma of pepper soup starts coming in when I put these guys, these African nutmegs. If you don't put these guys, like, what are you really making? Like, are you actually making pepper soup? So I'm going to blend them with these red seeds, right? And the black seeds that I showed in the beginning. That is going to make up our dry blend. Now for our wet blend, we are going to use habanero pepper, onions, and red bell pepper. For the dry blend, it's also important to add some kind of dry pepper. You can use red pepper or Cameroon pepper to give it heat. Like, this is pepper soup. You want it to hit. You don't want to make something that is just soupy. You want it to really ooh, like you can feel the heat. But definitely put as much as you can handle. We're going to make the wet blend with habanero pepper, onions, and red bell pepper. You can also add garlic at this point, but please do not add ginger. I know ginger is very common when you want to make something full of herbs for healing, for cold, but ginger is also very strong, and you're using a lot of native spices that are strong in themselves. So adding ginger is going to throw it off balance. So you can use garlic. Garlic has that flavor that it gives to every meal. I'm also using basil leaves. I grow this in my kitchen window. Oh my god, they're so fussy. Herbs are so fussy. Basil, rosemary, they're so fussy. Thyme, well, I'm going to use those. I'm using that to replace scent leaves. In Nigeria, we will usually use scent leaves. But in Canada, I can get fresh basil leaves, which kind of gives the same effect. So I'm going to pour that wet blend into the freshly washed goat meat and put that on the stove to boil. Then we'll start adding all our spices. Bouillon cubes, the black stock that we cleaned out. We're also going to add our greens, lime leaves, lemongrass, and basil leaves. Now, when we add all that to the pot, it's boiling, the aroma is coming out. We're now going to add a dry blend. This is when it's really pepper soup. So once we add the dry blend and let it cook for about 10 minutes, we're going to start tasting if everything hits. We're going to use native salt. We don't like to put so much salt in pepper soup. You can just use native salt. Native salt is not too salty, but it gives it this, ooh, like this flavor that nothing else can give it. We use kosher salt as well, a little bit of kosher salt, bouillon cubes, and native salt to give it that flavor. And then we add our dry blend. Our dry blend has some Cameroon pepper in it, so it gives it more heat. Now, once we're done doing all of the pepper soup stuff, we're going to start adding the blended melon. Melon is very popular in most West African countries. So if you go to an African store and ask for melon, they'll definitely show you where it is. So we're going to add our blended melon into the pepper soup. So it's like you already made pepper soup, but now you're adding melon into it. So this is going to make it thicker, and then you can use it to eat swallow. You're definitely going to enjoy this meal. If you've never had white soup or egusi pepper soup before, oh my goodness, you're missing out. My husband never had it before we got together, and he just loves this. Like, it's something you can make so quick and easy, and then you can use it to eat anything: rice, swallow, eba. Like, it's just perfect, and it's like a healthier version of the oily regular egusi soup, and also a thicker version of the light pepper soup. So you cannot really use light pepper soup to eat eba, but this one you can, and it still gives you that pepper soup vibe. So it's just perfect. In our home, we like to add green vegetables, so egusi pepper soup, just make it even more healthy. We did not squeeze the vegetable. We rinse it out all the time, but we forgot to squeeze the vegetables in this one to kind of take out the water, because the soup was very thick, so we wanted it to have a little bit of more water. So we did that. We added vegetables and let it cook for a few minutes, 2 minutes, and twist turn. We had to take out some meat because the pot was getting really tight. So after mixing together, we added the meat back, and our soup was ready to go. I forgot to mention, we also added dry fish in this. Dry fish it also gives it that nice native flavor. Today we're using pounded yam. My sister is going to display. She just took out a little bit of the soup, and she's going to just show us what she's doing with that. Enjoy when you make it.